Guys, it has been a while since I posted a video, and I apologize for that. You know, when life just decides to come and fuck you in the ass, it's been a good time. Um, but I wanted to talk about something that I've been seeing a lot of videos on, and I've also been seeing some questions, not directly to me on my pages or on my social media, but in person. Um, when This is regarding Tekken, of course, or maybe in any type of fighting game, really. Um, is an arcade stick better than a pad? Now, what if I told you it doesn't fucking matter? Because it doesn't. Because you can be just as good with a regular pad as you are with an arcade stick. Or if anything, you could be better than people who play with an arcade stick if you use a regular pad. Um, Take example, the many people in the Tekken community who are in the world tournaments, such as Little Majin, and especially Run It Black.
That's going to be it. Tekken Tim takes it 3 straight. You can see Run Black is definitely not happy about that. Ugh.
Little Majin playing King, and he has an amazing King, is probably arguably the best King in America, probably number one. And then we also have Run It Black, who is arguably the best American Jin player as well, and they both play pad. They don't use arcade sticks. With me personally, I use an arcade stick because I can't get an electric for the life of me out of a pad for some reason. Not at will, at least, but an arcade stick, I can do it at will, whenever I want to. But on a pad, I can't. So it's really just a matter of preference. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the two right now. And let's get into depth here real quick. Right. So here we have is just a regular pad, and I think everyone knows basically the basics of a pad. I'm going to tell you my personal opinions on the pad when it comes to playing Tekken. Now this works for other people. You know, this pad is something that people would prefer to play with Tekken with, and it works. You know, people like such as again Run It Black, excuse me, or Little Majin. They play on pads and they do just fine, and they are tournament worthy. Other people, for example, like me, feel like they're restricted on a pad, and I'm going to show you what I mean with when it comes to being restricted on the pad. Now, you see here, of course, when you have the thumb action going on, that's all you have. You just have the thumb. So yes, the thumb is very, like, the time it takes to get to one part of the D-pad from left to right or down or up is really small, because all it is just on the thumb right here. It's all that thumb action going on, and the action to go left and right, or up and down, is again relatively a small time it takes to, you know, implement that action to go up and down. And unlike a stick, you know, you have the whole wrist motion. You got to go all the way around. So yeah, so like doing the King's Giant Swing is not that hard from the left side. So it's just forward and boom, square. Again, just the thumb action. But other people might feel like because you are so restricted to that, and, you know, especially getting those down forwards there, you know, like I said, I am probably going to say it probably for the 4th time again, but they feel restricted. They feel like they're not efficient enough, and some people want to execute certain demands or certain moves on demand, no matter where it is or what they're doing. They want to make sure that they have full control of when they want to do a move. And if some players feel like they're inconsistent with certain moves on a pad, they're going to say stick is better. Now, of course, when it comes to the buttons here, all you have is the thumb as well. Some people play with thumbs, just the thumbs, and they actually put little shortcuts on the keys. So like for when I'm going to use the Tekken notation here. So for me, my L1 is 1 and 3. My R1 is 2 and 4. And my R2 is 1 plus 2, so I could do my grabs or break grabs. And then my L2 is a 3 plus 4, so again, other grabs and stuff. But sometimes also, I also want to do another thing, because my mentor he actually has run into this situation too, and I see it all the time when he plays on a pad. He has a different sort of pad where it's like I think it's like the Street Fighter editions, where it's like the classic D-pad, and it has the 3 buttons on here, so it's a little bit more longer, it's a little bit more fatter, but his hands are relatively big. He has big hands, so when he's playing, and then when we get into action, when it comes to doing player matches, his thumb hits the option keys by accident or the touchpad by accident. And of course, as we know, in certain tournaments, you hit that options button, that's an automatic disqualification. So and plus him being my mentor, he started playing Tekken when it first came out in the arcade, so that's something he's used to. So however, he's just as good on a stick as he is on a pad. There's no difference. There's a stick versus a pad. A stick is not going to give you any special advantage towards playing Tekken. I've got my ass handed to me plenty of times on people with just using a controller, and I use a stick. So yes, this is the pad. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go into my actual arcade stick. Alright, this is my lovely Hori Rap 4 Real Arcade Pro stick. Oh shit, that's a little dusty. Oh shit, hold on, let me fucking clean that up. Okay, that's actually much better. Okay, this is my Hori Rap 4 Real Arcade Pro stick. Now, it's not modified in any sort of way. I have not done any sort of customization to it. This is the basic stock model that I have here. However, for it being just stock, I absolutely love this stick. Absolutely. I have noticed a better execution when it comes to my gameplay in Tekken, and that's something I actually want to talk about. So I got this stick because of execution, and no way whatsoever, and again, I'm gonna say it again, this is not going to guarantee you to get better in Tekken. But the reason why some people prefer a stick is because you have all of this movement right here, so that is on the wrist and the pointer finger and the thumb, and even if you want to, the middle finger as well. But I prefer this because I've noticed, again, a better execution. So for example, when I play Jin, my wave dash is easier to do, that's a forward and Hadouken forward, and then becomes muscle memory. Unlike the thumb, it's just like, it's not something I prefer. I know some people can do it on the pad, but I won't prefer it. And again, the big difference between the two is not advantage, it's not execution, it's not the action for when you press the buttons, it's just preference. So yes, we have execution here, and then the buttons are much easier to press. So if you want to do a 3-1-2, that's just 3 different fingers. You don't have to press, you don't have to move your thumb to do a different button. So for example, when you do a 1+2 break, let's say somebody grabs you with a 1+2 throw, your fingers are already here, and then boom, you break that throw. And the same thing too, if you need to press a certain button to go ahead and break it, your fingers are already there. Unlike in a pad where you have to move, or you have to have other fingers get, be prepared to press a certain button, like if you do the triggers. I know Little Majin, for an example, he plays with the pad on his lap, and he uses just his 2 fingers for all the 1, 2, 3, 4 moves on his controller. And some people play like that too. But again, this is all preference. This type of stick can be kind of pricey. I think brand new, it's like $150, I believe. I could be totally wrong on that. I should probably Google fact check myself before I say prices. But I got this one used, and it was in great condition used, so I actually got pretty lucky with that one. It's a great stick. It feels great with the Hori buttons on there. It's really sensitive, but it feels good. And if I'm correct, this type of stick that's in there, which is just, it only has the 4 corners. I forgot the actual terminology for that, if it just has 4 corners. has helped me a lot with my execution. So when I hold a down forward or a down back and it's not moving at all, I know for a fact that's a down back or a down forward, and I'm pressing that properly. I'm executing whatever move I need to do properly. If I'm doing Armor King's giant swing, that's a forward and then back, forward, and then one. It's much easier to do it for me than what it is on a pad. Lost of words there for a second. Now, at the same time, though, some people can say that, well, yeah, your thumb is much smaller and you don't need all that wrist movement to perform a giant swing. True. But again, some people find it easier to do it on a stick than would it be on a pad, because yes, your thumb is much smaller and the D-pad is much smaller than the whole stick, but because your thumb is small, you may miss an input or two. For me, anyway, I've missed a couple inputs because of the fact that it's on a pad and not on a stick. So I think just to end this video here, this was just a basic video. This is not something I was going to go in depth on. This is just kind of a spur of the moment type of thing, and I wanted to kind of do this for myself, really. And of course, if I could benefit other people, I'll definitely be able to do that. I'm just going to say it doesn't matter what you use when it comes to a pad or a K-stick. You play with whatever you feel comfortable with. If you feel comfortable on a pad, do it. Go right ahead. If you feel comfortable on a stick, go right ahead. You know, keep playing like that. But when it comes to those people who want to make the transition into a stick from a pad, I would say start off with a cheap one first. I don't have my cheap one. I sold that one. I started with I think it was a Qamba. I think I used to say this Qamba. It was like it was the arcade stick that kind of had like the B pattern on it. It was the yellow, black and yellow. I don't remember what it was. It started off, it was cheap, $60, which is not bad for an arcade stick, when normally those things go for like $100 something, $200 even. And the purpose for that is for a starter stick. You know, that's something that if you feel like you want to get used to, not the buttons, not execution, but the way your hands are resting, and the way your hands respond to certain moves and to do certain areas. Shut the fuck up. The purpose is just for you to see if you are comfortable with the way your hands rest. If that dog doesn't shut the hell up, I swear to God. Alright, sorry about that. I had to go kill a dog for a second. We're good. We should be fine. Yes, as I was saying, get a cheap one just to see if you're comfortable with it. And if you're not, go back to it. That's just $60 you used. You didn't buy $200 worth of something and then you're not going to use it ever again. And then if you try to sell it, you're probably only going to get $80 back. You know, that's $120 you lost right then and there. So just play what you feel is comfortable, you know? Don't spend all your money in one place and then just to say that you don't like it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully enlighten some people who are either beginning Tekken, who are new players to Tekken, because I know Tekken 7 has been pretty new player friendly compared to the other ones, which is good. You know, we need more people like that. We need to see different players, new players enjoy the game. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time.